Neeves Knives, I'm Jared, and we got a really crazy Spyderco knife here in Crewwear. One of my favorite all-time steels. I love Crewwear. And this is actually pretty cool. I haven't used it. It's only in for sharpening, but I can't help but think like, man, this thing reminds me of a pistol, Like just the way how it, like, it's almost like it's aiming, right? Like if you really look at it, I mean, it's facing towards everything. Now, I'm guessing, this is just a guess, but I'm guessing this is for self-defense or some sort of fighting. I'm not sure if it would be, I mean, I don't know. This is the first time I'm getting to hold one and test one out or check one out, so I really don't know how effective it would be in things like that without, really getting some time with it. But the action feels like it's on washers. Most likely is. A lot of Spydercos are. Most Spydercos are. Very smooth though. It is a titanium frame lock, and it has a nice steel lock bar insert, as you can see. Nice, strong, durable lockup though. Heavy lockup, which is nice to see, especially if this is supposed to be kind of a self-defense knife. Now, with that, I could see this still being pretty effective as like an EDC, especially if you're up here, because of the way how it angles, the way it does, you could really get some push cuts done. Now, this is robust and thick, so that's the one thing holding it back. Luckily, Spyderco usually does a pretty good angle on their bevels, so they're on their sharpened bevels. So the edges are usually laid back to about 15 degrees per side, which is nice. So they do make their edges to cut. This does have robust geometry. You can tell that they had piercing in mind. It has a very durable tip. But I wonder how good it would be at like breaking down boxes and cutting things. Because like a utility cut, look at how this thing angles. Really good. I can imagine like going around, like say opening a box and going around a box. It seems like it would be pretty effective. Super comfortable in this grip right here. Very comfortable in this grip as well. So the ergos are really nice. It's just, I don't know for me personally how fast I would adjust to this shape and design. I think I could do it though. I think I could do it pretty quickly. The profile in your pocket is a little broad. It's a big knife. It's definitely not a small knife. You can use the fuller to flick if you give it a little tiny wrist pop. But the hole's there anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And in that case, you don't need no wrist. Very cool though. Nice grippy G10. And it does have nice big hardware. Love to see that. That's always awesome to me. Let's talk about Crewwear. Crewwear, why do I love Crewwear so much? Well, one, it's just a really good steel. It holds a really good edge, and it's very responsive, or it can be responsive to straps, especially if it's heat treated properly. Now, one thing I really love about it is its ability to take an edge. Excuse me. It takes a ridiculously sharp edge. In a lot of ways, it reminds me of K390 in that sense, where it just takes a hyper aggressive edge when you sharpen it, even when you bring it to a very fine finish, like a mirror polish or something like that. So it has the ability to just take such a nippy edge, even like I said, with high finishes or toothy edges, which is really cool. And that's the type of steels I personally love the most, because sometimes, depending on the application or what I'm trying to do, I might want a toothy edge, or in some cases, I might want a polished edge, something nice and fine, something that looks really good, but also is fine, basically, because a mirror edge, there are a lot of benefits to a mirrored edge when they're done right. Like a lot of people say, like, they make it seem like they're like a mirror edge. There's no use for it or something, which is just a very ignorant statement. It just makes it seem like they haven't felt a real mirror edge that's done well on a proper steel. Because on a proper steel, you'd be surprised how aggressive you can get a mirror edged a mirror edge on certain steels, especially at certain angles. So, and they're so sharp that it's super aggressive, but at the same time, fine enough to where it's not going to tear anything or anything like that. Now, a toothy edge to a medium grit edge usually has more bite to it. I say usually. Has more bite to it where it can like saw through things a little bit better, while a finer edge can possibly pass through things just as well, if not easier, without the saw-like effect, but it still has a high level of bite that you would want for those type of tasks. But it does all depend on the heat treat, the steel, your angles, the stones you're using. There's lots of variables. But yeah, I can't help but think this thing is pretty cool. It's just super unique. I've seen them around, but I've never gotten one in hand, and it feels cool to finally get one in hand. It's just so weird how it angles forward like that. It feels weird having, instead of my blade going up like this, it's like going towards everything I'm, pointing at. Like if I grab another knife right now, like my wee malice, you see when I'm like this, you see how I'm going to put this one in the same grip. See what I mean? This one would be facing this way while this one's facing straight. So very cool. You can kind of see right here. Very unique. So I just wanted to give you guys a quick look at it. I got it in for sharpening, and it being crew wear from SPYDERCO, I expect it to take a beautiful, beautiful edge. So there you guys go. Maybe I'll show it on a short or something of me sharpening it. So beautiful stop pin on this thing. Wow, look at how big that stop pin is. This thing is very robust. That's one thing I can definitely appreciate as well. It is very well built, and it is built tough. And it still has the sticker under the clip. This thing's brand spanking new. Holy cow. It still has the plastic under the clip. Wow. But there you guys go. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.